Loki episode 5 is now available on Disney Plus for you all to watch. And boy oh boy, is this episode absolutely bonkers crazy. We find out some new information about certain things that we all had questions for. And we find out a lot more about the TVA and what their actual whole existence is all about. So, yeah, I'm going to tell you guys exactly my thoughts on this episode. So let me know in the comments below, what did you all think of this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it in the comments below. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. And let's jump into this review of episode 5 of Loki. Okay, so Loki episode 5, oh my god, where do I even begin? There's so much here to unpack. Firstly, I just want to say, I had an absolute huge smile and grin on my face when I saw the Thanos copter. I mean, if you all know about the Thanos copter, you know exactly what I'm talking about from the comics. The Thanos copter is in Loki. It's only a small little Easter egg. I thought it was pretty cool. But there also, I'm pretty sure there was, what's his name? Wasp? I think his helmet was there as well. It sort of looked like it. I don't know if it was. But there is all these little things that we find out and discover in this world of Void that they get sent to. So when you get pruned, you actually go to the Void. And this isn't just where people get pruned, it's actually the whole entire timeline that gets sent there, and this big gigantic demon-like cloud monster thing devours you and gets rid of you completely. So when Loki wakes up there, he's surrounded by the other Lokis, they take him off, and this particular being in that is there to just basically destroy you and make you non-existent. That was something that I wasn't expecting, so the whole timeline goes there. Now, what we also learn is Renslayer isn't in the loop of what is happening, but she wants to know what's behind, but she is sort of like still trying to live by the TVA sort of thing as well. And then when Sylvie prunes herself to get out of there, it's kind of like, whoa, okay, so Renslayer isn't with this person behind it, but we also discover some more secrets about who could potentially be behind it. Now, we do know that there could be this particular being, people, whatever they are, whoever created TVA, is actually living at the end of time itself. So right now, the timeline is not finished. It's still continuing. So we now know that Sylvie had been hiding in these apocalyptic moments so they could never, discover her. So they come up with the idea that this person, this being, must be living at the end of time because they are creating a utopia. So what they are doing is they're creating the timeline that they want to create that is seen as a utopia timeline, which opens the world to many possibilities. So now I'm starting to think Kang could be behind this whole thing. I mean, it sort of seems like it could be him. Is it another Loki variant? I don't know. Or is it someone that we don't know and we haven't guessed or anything like that? But I think it's just interesting that we now know these little tidbits about the TVA and where they're going. Now, when we go back into the Void, Loki meets all the other Lokis. We find out about their backstories and what their Nexus events were. And, I mean, it's got to be funny. Kid Loki, when they ask him, what was your Nexus event? I killed Thor. I mean, it's just funny as. But I think Richard E. Grant's character in the classic Loki uniform was very, very key to the development of our Loki as well. When he just tells them about Thanos and how he escaped and how he was getting lonely and stuff like that, I think that really hit Loki because this is a Loki that has lived beyond that event. So by him telling him that he felt lonely and he missed Thor and he missed all these other things, I think really impacted our Loki as well. Then we meet all the other Lokis as well. President Loki gets his hand chopped off by that alligator, jumps up and bites it off. It's hilarious and that. Anyway, they escape. Mobius is in this Void as well, picks up Sylvie. Sylvie somehow knows that when the big, I forget what they call it, starts with L. can't remember, Liathif or something. It's like a Liathif or something like that. Anyway, when it touches her, she's able to get a vision. And that is a ticket to getting out of the void and finding out who is behind everything. So, I think it was really impactful when we got Mobius as well, interacting with Loki. The moment where Mobius is given the pad to get out that Sylvie brought with her, and he puts his arm out and says to Loki, like, you know, here we go, mate. Good luck with everything. And I think I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, don't shake his hand. Hug him. And that's what Loki does. Loki hugs him and he says thank you. You can just feel in that moment that Loki is just, this is his friend and he feels for him, and it's like he finally doesn't feel lonely. And I thought that was incredible. It was an incredible arc that he's gone on. So Mobius goes out. Sylvie and Loki stay there. They're going to fight this big Lyceth or whatever it's called. They're going to try and enchant it to find out who is behind this and where they are. So they go in. We then see them trying to do it. They need a distraction. Loki runs off trying to create a distraction. It's not working. Sylvie's about to get done, dusted, completely erased, gone. And then Richard E. Grant's Loki comes up again and just absolutely does this madness, creates Asgard itself as a distraction, distracts it long enough. He then sacrifices himself, which I think was a great character moment for his character as well, and for Loki in general, because Loki heard the stories, and I think that was great. Hearing his story and him actually sacrificing himself really showcases what the character actually went through. Now, when we move forward, we go in and Loki and Sylvie are hand to hand, and they're about to both duel, bam, get this monster and absolutely see where everything is and who is behind it. They do it, and boom, it stops. Now, we don't know, there's no post-credit scene or anything like that, so that was a bit surprising. I really expected one. But now we know that there is a house, there is a thing at the end, they're walking towards it. Who is it? That is the big million-dollar question. Who is behind the TVA? Who created it? I don't know. My 3 is Kang. I am strongly thinking Kang right now could be behind the whole thing. I don't know why you would introduce a villain in the last episode if you're not going to continue him. So I think possibly Kang is one. Another Loki variant possibly could be the reason behind it. And also maybe some other being or person that we don't know and we don't know yet. But I don't know. Is Renslayer going to appear there as well? I don't know. These are questions I need to be answered. But we also got the answer to, so technically you can still be a different version of Loki and or of you or anyone else and still live out as long as you follow the timeline. So, for instance, Richard E. Grant Loki is very different to our Loki, but he still goes through the same events that our Loki went through. And when you deviate from that, it creates a Nexus event, boom, you get taken out. So that's how we do it. So there's a lot of things got answered in this episode that makes me super excited for the last one. Who is behind it? Who is the big bad villain? Is it Kang? Is it Loki? Is it someone else? I don't know. I cannot wait. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button, hit subscribe as well. See you guys next video. Peace out.